We're reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga, text 29. Sarva bhutastam atmanam Sarva bhutani chatmani Ikshate yoga yuktatma Sarvatra samadarshana. Translation 629. 629. Okay, one more. Sarva bhutastam atmanam
Sarvabhutastam atmanam
Sarva bhutani chatmani
Sarvabhutani chatmani
Ikshate yoga yuktatma
Ikshate yoga yuktatma
Sarvatra samadarshana.
Sarvatra samadarshana.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace by Charan Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. Purport. A Krishna-conscious yogi is the perfect seer because he sees Krishna, the Supreme, situated in everyone's heart as the Supersoul, Paramatma. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshe Arjunatishtati. The Lord in his Paramatma feature is situated within both the heart of the dog and that of a Brahmana. The perfect yogi knows that the Lord is eternally transcendental and is not materially affected by his presence in either a dog or a Brahmana. That is the supreme neutrality of the Lord. The individual soul is also situated in the individual heart, but he is not present in all hearts. That is the distinction between the individual soul and the super soul. One who is not factually in the practice of yoga cannot see so clearly. A Krishna conscious person can see Krishna in the heart of both the believer and the non-believer. In the Smriti, this is confirmed as follows. Atatatvacham maritvachcha atmahi smriti. This is confirmed as follows. Okay. The Lord, okay. Atatatvachcha maritvachcha atmahi paramohari. The Lord, being the source of all beings, is like the mother and the maintainer. As the mother is neutral to all different kinds of children, the Supreme Father or Mother is also. Consequently, the Super Soul is always in every living being. Outwardly also, every living being is situated in the energy of the Lord. As will be explained in the 7th chapter, the Lord has primarily two energies, the spiritual or superior and the material or inferior. The living entity, although part of the superior energy, is conditioned by the inferior energy. The living entity is always in the Lord's energy. Every living entity is situated in Him in one way or another. The yogi sees equally because he sees that all living entities, although in different situations according to the results of fruitive work, in all circumstances remain the servants of God. While in the material energy, the living entity serves the material senses, and while in spiritual energy, he serves the Supreme Lord directly. In either case, the living entity is the servant of God. This vision of equality is perfect in a person in Krishna consciousness. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the same Supreme Lord, everywhere. Mukam karati vachalam pangum langati grim et kripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatayana. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you, dear devotees, for coming. Thank you for giving me opportunity to purify myself. So as we spoke with Atma Nivedana Prabhu, this is very nice verse. We saw each other a few days ago. One of these verses that really touch our hearts. Why? Because we all would like to, normally we would like to have this vision, to see everyone as spiritual soul, as part and parcel of God, to see everyone as our brother or sister. It is natural for normal human being. And why this topic is so important, equality, nowadays, not only nowadays, at least since the time of the French Revolution, they were talking also about equality, brotherhood, freedom. This is very important, and people like to talk about this, they like to speculate. Equality, why so important? Because we would like to be treated fairly ourselves. People say that, this is also in the Bible, I think, don't treat others the way that you don't want to be treated yourself. So that means equality means that everybody should be equal to you, in a sense that, just like in Bhagavad Gita also, a little earlier, in this same chapter, Krishna says that the greatest yogi, he sees all living beings equally in their happiness and in their distress. So just like I'm happy, I feel pleasure, in the same way everybody else is also feeling the same. And just like I am distressed, everybody else feels the same. In the Bhagavatam, we have a very nice example, Draupadi, when her 5 children were killed mercilessly by Ashwatthama. Mm-hmm. And when Ashwatthama was brought in front of her, the murderer of her children, she reacted in a very amazing way. She requested Arjuna to release Ashwatthama and told him, please don't kill him. He's the son of your teacher. So his mother lost her husband already because Dronacharya was killed in the battle. So please don't make Kripi, the mother of Ashwatthama, suffer the same way as I suffer now because of the loss of my children. So usually materialistic people, when they are afflicted, they want justice, right? They want eye for eye, revenge and retribution. Devotees are different, like in this case of Draupadi.
You want water?
I'm okay. Oh, I don't even notice it. Thank you much. So devotees we're supposed to be compassionate, and equality, I was thinking, it has to be established on a basis of real equality should be established on the transcendental platform. That means the standard of equality should be established somewhere above our mundane sphere, state of existence. Have you ever been on a rock concert? I believe you have been.
Yeah. I'm the number one rock. No, I'm sure.
Right. So if
I haven't.
or a classical music concert, the same. So if maybe you have noticed that before many of the songs, they start by the drummer. He would hit 4 times or sometimes 2 times. I'm a drummer myself, so it's quite common.
Looks like you've been on color quite a few times.
I've been quite some. And so he would hit the sticks 4 times. This is how the song starts. Whatever they want to play. Or symphony classical orchestra, the conductor, he will or she will wave the button. And this also gives the tempo. The speed, because they are professional musicians, they are very quickly able to catch what is the tempo. And just by this, they know what will be the tempo, and of course they rehearsed many times. So why I'm saying this, because this is very interesting to think about it. The song that you want to play has to be, the tempo of the song has to be connected to pre-existing rhythm that exists before you start playing your song, and it will continue to exist after you finish your short song, whatever, even if it's very long. It's always short in comparison to the universe and the universal time, and let alone the spiritual world. So if you want your song to be proper and pleasant for the audience, you have to follow this rhythm that exists before your song started. Otherwise it will be out of rhythm. And that means we are dependent in our activities to laws, to persons who are above, beyond, transcendent to us. And unless we connect to them, to this universal rhythm given by, of course it all goes back to Radha Krishna's beautiful pastimes in Goloka Vrindavana. Unless we connect to this rhythm, to this principle, to these transcendental personalities, then our performance will be imperfect and won't attract attention. People will not like it because it has to follow these laws. So in the same way, if we want to establish equality, equality means that we are all equal in the eyes of Krishna. Because if we want to establish this equal vision on our terms, then it will be necessarily imperfect, and we see how people nowadays, they try to ignore God, to ignore His laws, and at the same time establish equal vision, equality in the society, and it's very difficult, it's impossible. People speak about equality of opportunity and equality of outcome. Equality of opportunity means that we all should have equal opportunity for success. Equality of outcome means that no matter how you perform, you should be given equal share of the pleasures of this material world. And people fight over these things.
It doesn't work like that.
People fight, and there are different isms, different ideologies. But if we don't accept Krishna's view and his universal plan how the society should run, then it will be difficult, to be impossible to have prosperous and peaceful human society. But somebody may say, well, you have some people, they accept God, right? Some people, there are many people who don't, so they try to establish a society on this atheistic, mundane platform. It doesn't work. But many people accept God, so still, in their attempts also don't seem to work always. So why is this? To accept God nominally and to have transcendental knowledge about Him, these are different things. Therefore, in Bhagavatam, Krishna explains how no, it's not Krishna. Who is speaking there? It's 6th canto. Anyway, I don't remember who is speaking there, but there are prayers of the demigods, and they pray to Krishna, "Oh, Supreme Person, all contradictions are reconciled in you. All seeming contradictions are reconciled in Krishna." So if we have perfect knowledge, as given by the Vedas, then we'll be able to apply, to understand this knowledge, to apply it in life properly, and then everything will work. But then the verse continues, but if we have imperfect knowledge, if we think that we know, but our pramana or our scriptures, our proofs are imperfect, then our application will be also imperfect. And we will not have, if you don't have perfect knowledge, then you cannot apply it properly, and then the result will be also imperfect. Sambandha means the knowledge about Krishna, about God, about the soul, about the material world. Videya means, prayojana means the goal, and videya means the process, the method, how do you apply this knowledge. What else I wanted to say? I should have to see. I have to look at my notes.
Where's your notes?
Yeah, that's the problem. They are on my phone.
What do you want us to know about this? Tell us whatever you want.
That's a very good point.
Well, I actually wanted to also to go through the purport, because Srila Prabhupada gives very interesting insights here. The purport is divided in three parts. The first part, because the verse says, a true yogi observes me in all beings. That means we see Krishna everywhere. Of course, we may not be able to see him like we ordinarily see, but at least we know that he is there, that he is present. And it's a very simple idea. If you value, if you respect somebody, then everything connected to this person, you also treat very carefully. If you love if you have some love one, or then Srila Prabhupada said, you respect even his dog, let alone his relatives. Everything connected to him is valuable. You treasure. So in the same way, if we have some respect and affection, even better, for God, for Krishna, then we should respect everyone, because everybody is connected to Krishna. So this is a very simple idea. And here, the word is used, a true yogi, Srila Prabhupada translates true yogi, and Sanskrit is yoga yukta atma. The atma, the soul who is connected, who is dovetailed, connected through yoga with Krishna. So true yogi observes me in all beings, and also sees every being in me. And Srila Prabhupada explains the first part of the purport. He says that Krishna conscious yogi is the perfect seer, because he sees Krishna, the Supreme, situated in everyone's heart as the super soul. And Krishna is situated in everyone, even in the animals, even in the dog or in the Brahmana. So this is the first insight. Krishna is everywhere, so we have to respect everyone. Of course, it's not so easy, because we are accustomed to see superficially, and we are easily getting irritated and annoyed by the material idiosyncrasy. I call this material qualities of people, even of devotees sometimes. So this is the challenge, to be able to see through those and to try to at least conceptualize first that this is a spirit soul, and on the top of it he is devotee. Even if he's not a devotee, still he is connected to Krishna, and I should not misbehave, I should not mistreat him. And here it was stated that Krishna conscious person can see Krishna in the heart of both the believer and the non-believer. So how do you see Krishna in the heart of a non-believer? This is not easy. How do you, what is your method of trying to do this? How you go about it? Then I'll tell you what I do.
If someone is alive, so that's important.
Okay.
If they have a pulse, right?
Yes.
Well, if you can treat other people the same way that you treat devotees, not necessarily telling them what's inside your heart, but you can treat them the same way, and then it's when you do that, it helps you remember that they deserve that, because they are Krishna's part and parcels, and many of them, some react in a positive fashion, and when they do,
Yeah.
then they actually develop some spiritual piety by reacting positively. So, and then over time, whether it's in 10 years or another lifetime, but they'll get mercy. It didn't work so well, but yesterday, a couple of the devotees of the temple, on Thursday, first Param Brahma gave me a big thing of prasadam. Then I was like, wow, the sweets. And then later on, I was talking to Hamsarupa, and he gave me one too, not knowing that now I have these 2 big packs of sweets. So I distribute the sweets, at my law firm's lunch period. We have once a week we get together in my office. We treat everyone to lunch. So this is the real treat that we give them. So they didn't necessarily all take it, but still they get some mercy. So it's like everyone is a devotee, and if you want to give your life to preaching, then you must understand.
Yeah.
Also, it's perfect what he said, because like everybody on the path, so everybody has a potential to reach God or to realize God or to understand that everything comes from God. So if you treat Atma says everybody equally, then you're just you're on the path, to not judging, like you said also, if you treat everybody the same as you treat yourself, right? You treat anybody badly, you wouldn't treat yourself badly, so you wouldn't treat them badly. And if everybody's part of God, then you treat everybody, not necessarily bow down to them, but you just treat everybody with respect and with care and love, like you would treat yourself and everybody on the path.
Yeah,
So everybody potential devotee, or everybody.
Yes. What I try to do is I try to find something good in the person, and I try to see this as the manifestation of Krishna. And I try to fan this spark. Of course, it doesn't work all the time. But often it works, and people respond positively. The thing is that if you approach them with a positive attitude, trying to connect them to Krishna, this is your duty, this is our duty. So in this way we can at least conceptualize that Krishna is there in their heart. Of course, the fact that we treat everyone equally it shouldn't mean that we treat absolutely, that we behave in the same way. There is another famous verse from Bhagavad Gita, Pandita Samadarshina Shunicha Vidya Vinaya Sampane Brahmane Gavihastini Shunichava Svapakicha Pandita Samadarshina. That the learned person, the gentle, he treats the gentle Brahmana, the dog eater,
The cow,
the
the
child, in the same way. Doesn't mean, well, he sees.
The dog eater, you mean who, in China?
The person who eats. But it doesn't mean that you treat the dog and the Brahman in the same way. You don't invite the dog in the house and you perform abhishek for the dog. It doesn't mean that, but it means that everybody deserves respect according to his position, according to his dharma. What is the dharma of the dog? What is the dharma of the Brahmana? We're supposed to know this and should treat everyone accordingly. Just like in Krishna book, there are many instances when great personalities, they meet and they exchange greetings, and according to their position, they're given respect. For example, when Brahmana meets Kshatriya, then the Brahmana will teach the Kshatriya by asking him about his welfare. He will ask, "Oh dear king, I hope that your kingdom is well protected, that you are protecting your subjects from the onslaught of lust, anger, all these bad qualities. I hope that you take care of the brahmanas and your treasury is well protected, that your ministers are obedient and looking after the interest of the kingdom, etc., etc. So in this way, because the dharma of the kshatriya is protection, then the brahmana, the sage, will inquire about this according to the particular position of this person. And if he meets a Vaishya, then he will inquire about other things.
What?
He would inquire about are the cows well protected? Do you make enough profit? I guess stuff like that. So we don't treat everyone equally. This is one of the diseases of modern contemporary society. People want to establish absolute equality in all levels, but this is not possible because it's not proper. We are equal in the sense that we are all connected to Krishna, we all spirit souls, and on this spiritual platform we are equal. However, materially, because we have to always be active, we have to move forward physically, socially, culturally, in any possible way. We cannot even maintain the body if we don't move. We have to move towards goal. This is the dharma of this body. Krishna says in Gita, you cannot maintain your life, even your material body, if you're not working. So we always have goals, and we are trying to attain these goals. And in the process of attaining the goals, we are showing different capacities, different abilities to attain these goals. So we perform in a different way. So naturally, there are different people who attain their goals quicker or slower. So in this way, there is gradation materially. Therefore, the whole system of Varnashrama is supposed to regulate and to show how all members of the society are at the same time equal, but they're equal simultaneously, and at the same time they have reached different stages of perfection. And this has to be worked out together. You respect everyone accordingly, not in the same way. Yes.
It's interesting what you said about the equal outcome in the beginning. You said, but even in a regular world without God, it doesn't work that way, because person gets what they put effort into. As much as they put effort into, that's what they get. And in spiritual world, people get based according to karma. So it's not always equal. It's you get what you based on the outcome, based on your karma, and then a regular. In successful world, in business, you get what you put into the thing. So it's interesting that people want equality, but in the world it works based on what you put effort in, and in the spiritual way it works based on your karma. So it's not equal.
And Krishna also in Gita says, "Ye tamam prapadyante tam statava bhajameham." If you surrender to me, accordingly I will respond. The way you surrender, if you surrender fully, I'll fully protect you. If you surrender partially, then I'll partially protect you. Of course, sometimes Krishna keeps he can do whatever he wants. So sometimes even if you don't surrender, he will give you full mercy. For example, Putana. Putana did not surrender to Krishna. She wanted to kill him. But Krishna decided that, well, she dressed as a gopi. So he was pleased by this. And he awarded her position in the spiritual world. Okay, so this is the first part of the purport of Prabhupada. Here he says that a Krishna conscious yogi sees Krishna, the Supreme, situated in everyone's heart. And then the second paragraph, he says that outwardly, every living being is situated in the energy of the Lord. So this is another way of seeing how we are all equal. We are all under the control of God. No matter, doesn't matter if it's direct or indirect. Directly, we may be trying to serve Krishna, or indirectly we are engaged in service of Maya, Krishna's illusory potency. But in any way we are dependent, we're not independent. And in the spiritual world also, living entities are dependent. And then the third paragraph, the yogi sees equally because he sees that all living entities so this is actually the third one. Yeah. So the third one is what I was saying. The yogi sees equally because he sees that all living entities, although in different situations, according to the result of fruitive work, in all circumstances remain the servants of God. Okay. And then the second, the living entity is always established in the energy of God. For example, we know that there are 3 levels of consciousness. They're called Jagrata, that means we awake, and then we have Swapna, which means we are dreaming at night. We dream about stuff, and then Shushupti means deep sleep without dreaming. So all these states of consciousness, and there is fourth one, which is the transcendental one. It's called Tulya, and that means it means liberated state of consciousness. It's not full Krishna consciousness, but it's not contaminated by the 3 modes. So in all these 3 states, we are under the control of the different manifestations of Krishna. So in this way, we can also understand that we are all connected to Krishna, and we go. It doesn't matter if we are awake, if we are sleeping, dreaming, or completely unconscious. We are still in the energy of the Lord. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So if somebody wants to say something, to ask, maybe I can get my notes. Let's see. What do you want to say? Yes, please.
Well, the point about a self-realized person, you can see that all souls, all living entities, regardless of what circumstances they're in, or you could say what body they're in, they're all situated in the Lord's energy. It's, I think that helps a devotee to always remain in Krishna's shelter, because when all sorts of materialistic things happen in this world, one can see, it's still like Krishna's in control of it's Krishna's material energy, and so one doesn't necessarily get shocked or disturbed, because one can still see, it's all part of Krishna. That's something I was thinking.
Very nice. Yes, I remembered the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam, where Kapila Dev describes the different types of devotion service in the gunas, and there he is using again and again special word. It's kind of Vinna Drik, that means separate vision. He calls this person separatist. So separatist means that he sees himself separate from the Lord. He sees that Krishna has his own interest, and I have my interest, and they're different. Sometimes they're even in conflict. So this type of person, he may even be a devotee. He may even believe in Krishna. Still ultimately he keeps himself separate from the Lord. Because he's under the illusion that if I surrender to Krishna, I will lose something, I will lose my interest. And this is the opposite of what you were saying. And Krishna, because for him, the most important thing in his value system, in his priority list, the most important thing is what? What is the most important for Krishna?
Relationships.
The relationship with the devotees. Personal interaction with the devotees. This is the most important. And if for us, this is not the most important. if in our priority list there are other things more important, for example, influence, social prestige, money,
Yeah.
anything, then we will have difficulties to establish close relationship with Krishna. Just like we know this in our own, even material experience. Two persons, they can not become close friends unless they have something in common. And usually the way they see the world should be similar. Their values should be similar. So if for us Krishna and the relationship with him is not the most important thing, then we may be a devotee, we may become even part of a religious institution, etc., but we will not be able to come close to him. Therefore, when in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja, aham tvam sarva papiva mokshashami mashuchaha. When he says Sarva dharman parityajya, give up all dharmas, all duties, and just surrender to me, one of the things he means is exactly this: just give up these separatist interests. Stop valuing these dead material things. Bhaktivinoda Thakur calls them jada rasa, the dead rasa of enjoying material objects with your senses. Give up this and understand that the real treasure of life is personal relationship. And this should be your ultimate goal and top priority in life. And everything else should be secondary. This is what Krishna means. He is not just some kind of tyrant or dictator. He demands you surrender to me, do what I tell you to do. Krishna understands that this is the real standard of happiness in personal interaction, and he knows that we are here. So when he says Sarva Dharman Parityajya, he means just let's be real and let's have real relationship. Otherwise, if you stay here, we cannot interact. Actually, I'll be always your order supplier. Well, I can give you whatever you want, but is this what you actually want in life? Just this type of Prahlad Maharaj calls this business relationship. I do something for you, and you for God, and God gives the result. So this is separatist interest of the people who are. Kapila Dev says that he's talking about this equality also in third canto, and he says that if a devotee, my devotee, if he doesn't see that I am everywhere in the hearts of all living entities, and he worships only me, disregarding others, he says his worship is just like pouring ghee on the ashes, instead of pouring ghee in the fire. It's useless. It won't work. He says, I'm never pleased by this. So unless we develop this equal vision, Krishna won't be pleased. And also there, Kapila Dev says that therefore, seeing everyone in connection to me, one should develop friendship with the living entities. One should please them by offering gifts, by attention, by being friends with them, with the human beings, all living beings. And in this way, one should try to please me, who am situated in their hearts. So here, I found this very interesting, because usually you have service of God and then service to human beings, but one can be, the second one can be just mundane. Prabhupada calls this humanitarian, philanthropic activities. But unless it is connected to Krishna, it is just mundane. But when it is in connection to Krishna, when you become friendly, but real friends means you give him Krishna in some way or other, then this is service to Krishna also. So this is where Manava Seva and Madhav Seva, they connect. Have you heard this? Manav Seva, that means humanitarian service, and Madhav Seva means service of Madhava. This is how they can connect. You serve both simultaneously. So yeah, I just remembered one of the things I want to speak about.
Thank God he remembered his notes, man.
You reminded me. Thank you. Yes.
I want to ask you. You said something about moving forward, which is interesting thing. Could you like expound more a little bit about it? Like, what did you mean by that? Like, I have an idea what
Yes.
you mean. It's important to move forward and live.
What I meant is that we are obliged, we are forced. First, in Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jata tishtatya karma krit karatehi avasa karma sarva prakriti jarigunaya. Everyone is pushed to act under the dictate of the three modes, and nobody can remain inactive even for a moment. So that's what I mean. We are helplessly pushed, forced to act. Three gunas are forcing us to act, and in the spiritual world, we'll be also active because there the affection, spontaneous love for Krishna will also push us forward to act. We will never be able just to sit idly. This is not natural for the soul. So since we are active by nature, we always have goals. And I'm here now, let's say I'm on the level of Anartha Nivritti, I want to get to the level of Nishta or Ruchi in Bhakti. So this is my goal. I have to move forward. And moving forward, and we cannot even maintain the body if you don't move.
Right.
The body has
it's
to
true.
move also. So in moving forward, we are showing different abilities, different expertise in moving forward. Some move faster than others. And this creates the different grades and stages of advancement in material and spiritual life. And so we have equal opportunity, but in using these opportunities we are different. And therefore Varnashrama, that was one of my points, Varnashrama makes sure that both of these things are addressed properly, that we are equal, and at the same time we have shown in the past different capacities, different different how we call this, different qualification, yes, qualification, adhikar in Sanskrit, to reach our goals, and accordingly we have been awarded different types of bodies. Some are brahmanas, some are kshatriyas, some are shudras. Nonetheless, Krishna says in Gita, everybody can attain me, even the low, those who have taken low birth. Yes.
So, like for example, today in the temple, all the products for the cooking for the Ratha Yatra came, and these were lots of products, one huge truck. So 2 hours we
Somebody
have to carry
unload the truck.
oil and beans and rice and this and that. So everyone has the opportunity to perform service, and Krishna will appreciate each and every one of us. But at the same time, materially speaking, not everyone was on the same level. Like some of the boys, after 30-40 minutes, they were wiped out.
Some of the boys didn't show up at all.
Yes.
The first
Some even didn't took the opportunity.
They didn't read the Gita probably.
they decided to play Brahmana.
Some they were tired after whatever 30-40 minutes, but they were trying. Some they had a better stamina, so they were doing better. But there were a few boys, they were very qualified. Yes, and they did the job easily, like they were carrying 2 times more than everybody else. So again, it's not like everyone has the right to carry, but it's not that everyone has the same qualification in this
And it's nothing.
process.
It's nothing derogatory or bad.
Yes.
Necessarily. Just your strength is somewhere else. That's the
Yes.
beauty of Varnashrama.
Yes, I did average.
I had a strong desire. to
And
do
for how
it.
long?
Now that time.
1 hour.
It's a lot more than half an hour.
Yeah. I also wanted to mention something else. Like this idea of equality. Also, if we are equality means you will be ready to help each and every one. If you see people equal way, that means you will, if possible, you try to help everyone. It's not like you are going to discriminate. I like this one, that's why I will go and talk to him. I don't like this one. And many times, like on Sankirtan, when you go to distribute books and you try to see the situation from material point of view, very, very often Krishna is showing you that no, this doesn't work here. Like now you're doing spiritual activity, so you cannot see in a material way. And for example, you see someone who materially looks qualified. Let's say he's a businessman, and obviously, okay, he has the ability to buy a book and give a good donation. So you go to him, and you talk to him, and he say, no, I'm not interested at all. And then you see some bum on the street, and you think he's totally unqualified to get the book. I mean, he doesn't have the money, so even if he likes, he cannot. And then suddenly you just pass by with the idea not to speak to him, and he'll tell, hey, Hare Krishna, not seeing you like for such a long time. I read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. And he will take out $5 and he'll buy a book.
I had this recently. Happened.
Yeah?
Not here. Back in Bulgaria. But
Yesterday I had such a case on Washington Square Park.
Yeah.
We were distributing books with one of the boys from the temple. He wants to see how to distribute books, so we were going together. So we went to a girl which externally was looking that maybe she'll be very interested from spiritual things, because she was really looking like a yogi. And in fact, I went and I started talking to her, and she showed me a textbook and said, oh, I'm just taking my yoga teacher training course.
Hare Krishna.
And I said, wow, Haribo, so that means you're really into this stuff, yoga, meditation. She said, yeah, I'm kind of interested, but no, thank you.
Physical problem.
Thank you. So then we said, okay, Haribo. Then we went another place, and there were 3 girls, and they were looking in a way that they won't be interested from spiritual stuff, believe me. They were looking not like a people who will be interested from spiritual things. And the way we went there, one of the girls basically said like, hey, Hare Krishna, what's happening? And we were like, what? And the other, her friend, the other girl, she said, okay, you know what? At the moment I'm trying to choose my religion. So okay, preach to me. Tell me, why I have to choose your religion?
Wow.
And we were like, what? and then I was talking, but I was not kind of directly offering them the books. And then the third girl, she said, so you're trying to preach to us at the moment, or you're trying to sell us the book? Huh?
Both.
Tell me about the books. Okay, and she just took the book from my hand. And I said, just give some donation and take the book. And the 2 girls, they said, no, we don't have money, but it's interesting, this, that. And then the third girl said, no problem, I'll give the money. Just get a book. She gave the money. It was like, and we were like looking like
Characters, right?
So it just shows that with your material logic, you cannot understand spiritual activities. And also I was thinking, with your material logic, you cannot understand this verse. Because Krishna is saying, just understand, I am in everything, but everything is actually in me. It's material, it doesn't make sense. How are you going to understand?
Everything in me.
And in 9th chapter he says, I am everywhere, but not everything is not in me. It's simultaneously.
Yes.
It's also.
It's somebody said, sorry, like there's a quote. Somebody said, everybody in God, like God is in everything, but not everyone is in God. Meaning, like consciously, like, you know, God is in everyone, but like not everybody may be practicing, or maybe like following. So not everyone in God, like
Krishna says in Gita, I know everyone, but me nobody knows. Mam tu veda na kashchana. So, and I remember another thing. In the 4th chapter, there is this famous verse that everybody knows. 34. Tad vidi pranipatana pariprashana sevaya parikshanti tegina jnana. It describes how one can take the shortcut of understanding the spiritual life instead of taking the long way described in the previous verses of 4th chapter. Different sacrifices, Some follow yoga, some study the Veda, some perform tapasya, some follow celibacy, some are married. But this is a shortcut. If you are lucky to find a real spiritual master, then he will give you the essence of all knowledge. And then the next verse describes what will be the result. And the result is Yaj Gyatvan Apunar Moham Evam Esyasi Pandava Yana Bhutani Sheshani Drakshasi Atmani Atomai. Having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, that they are mine. So this is again the equal vision. This is the result of surrendering to the Guru. Then you will obtain this vision.
So there's a, sorry, here you
No,
go.
no.
Two of you are doing dialogue. Maybe I'm
So there's
Okay.
so one verse is right, Atmavan
It'll
Manyate
be Atma
Jagat.
Junior.
So Atmavan Manyate Jagat. So that means that one thinks that everyone else sees things the way one does.
Yes.
But it's not true. And if I'm like, I have, right, there's so many people with all sorts of different material qualities, right? Someone, right, especially in New York City, you see everything, all different types of people, different colors, different genders, different sexual persuasions, young, old, hip, rich, poor, you know, they like this, they like that,
Especially
artsy,
nowadays.
whatever, everything. So if someone's interested in spirituality, but you know they're like say beginning, then it's natural that one's thinking that then one gets mixed up and one's thinking that other people who are like who seem to have to be similar to oneself, they're probably like also going to be interested in Krishna because they seem to have my material background, and so you're getting confused thinking like something to do with my material background is my connection with Krishna, but it's nothing to do with that. And so then you'll find like people in all these different materials groups, so to speak. You'll see a select number from each group is interested in Krishna, but there's a whole lot of people in each group that at the moment are not at all interested in Krishna. So it's that mistake, Atmavan Manyate Jagat. We're thinking that we're not able to understand things through the lens of other people's vision. We're just looking at it through our own, and because our own vision is immature or undeveloped, then we get it all wrong.
Thank you. Yes, Ram.
I just wanted to mention, interesting what you said, the equality. I mean, you said also it's like a disease in this time. It's true because like nowadays, especially, that people want equality of outcome, equality of gender. Like people don't want to celebrate uniqueness, but also like there's not everything is equal. You know, we have equal potential and possibility. Everybody could realize God or whatever, but still, like let's say if you don't put self-effort.
Yeah.
Or let's say in the material world it doesn't work like that, you know, like equality, like, you know, if a person, successful person, they have to work on themselves. This even in material, in spirituality, it also, like I said, based on karma. Like, but if you give everything to God and you just surrender the outcome, then you're gonna be happy, because then that's true equality, you know. But not everything is equal. Even the person who went to school, like lawyer or whatever, they had to put work, and also how you speak to people. I see people sometimes they don't even speak to people, and they want people to treat them equally to a person who communicates to another person. And so in different spheres, it's not equal, you know. But we have equal potential, equal possibility, and then God is equal, you know. So it's interesting. Just an observation. But it is kind of disease of current modern time, equality.
It's just spiritual life is beyond karma even.
Yeah, when you practice it, and then it's
It's
even
even
beyond.
beyond.
So in God, that's what I mean. It's equal, you know.
Everyone can chant Hare Krishna. That's
Except the Mayavadis. Mahaprabhu said Mayavadis cannot.
Well, even they can chant.
But they do actually. In
Mayavadi,
Mayavadi, they chant Hare Krishna. a lot.
Really, not many people Mayavadis. Even yogis, they go to Supreme God. They also either chant to Rama or to Krishna.
On that note, maybe we can chant now.
That would be
We can
amazing.
all chant.
That'd be
Shall
good.
Granth Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Gaur.
It's amazing people gathered today here in this room. Amazing.
Hare
Try.
Now.
Try.